Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another one of my deck guides. For today, I have a Nilfgaard deck for you. This list that I put together just got me to pro rank. It's a very fun off-meta deck to play, and I'm just going to run you through it and explain how to play it best. We do have the Imprisonment leader ability that we are using with this deck. Lock an enemy unit and damage it by 3. We have 2 charges of this. Look to use the charges sparingly, and obviously you're going to try to use it on engine types of units, and preferably going to try to commit that in round 2 and round 3 for best use. We do have Magic Lamp as a stratagem. It's just transforming into Lamp Chin when we're going first. We're going to run through this list bottom up to begin with, okay? So just before I start, it is a Slave Hunter army kind of deck that we're running. Slave Hunter is this unit that you see here, and basically what we're looking to do is put this unit into our opponent's graveyard with Vilgefortz Renegade, being this card here, and we're swapping one of our opponent's cards back into our hand so we can use it immediately. And then what we're going to do is use the Illusionist to mass produce many Slave Hunter units, okay? That's the general idea of the deck. So to begin with, we've got the Mage Infiltrator. I have added this unit into the deck because you guys know we're versing a lot of Scoia'tael decks, playing the token units, those 3-powered units. This gives a clean kill and takes away from some of their swarm value. Also could work good against Congregate decks at this time. It's a disloyal unit, so it's played on your opponent's side of the board. Damage adjacent units by 3, and then move self to the opposite row and remove spying on the death blow, so it becomes a unit that's your unit. You get an extra point on your side of the board. So just play this as you need to, depending upon your matches. Also consider that if it doesn't look good in a certain match, if you're not versing a swarm deck, I'd like to use Mage Infiltrator as a target for Dead Man's Tongue to banish. Then next up, we do have Emissary. This is just to give Braithens in our deck some kind of proactive play. Sometimes you want to go first, sometimes you want to push and bleed. You know, it's nice to play Braithens down, get some nice points on your side of the board, put some pressure on your opponent. That's why we have it in here. Outside of that, this is another Dead Man's Tongue target. All it does is boost an ally by 7. It's a disloyal unit, so it's playing on your opponent's side of the board. Now we get into the more fun stuff with the Illusionists. What they do is this: spawn a base copy of a bronze unit from your opponent's graveyard on the right of this card and set its power to 1. Pay close attention to card positioning in this deck because we want to have the Illusionist together for Vrigger to trigger together, right? We don't want like a Slave Hunter in between them and kind of messing with that. Anyway, what we're looking to do with Illusionist is, as I said at the beginning, the target for Illusionist will be Slave Hunter. We're simply going to spawn as many of them as possible with our Illusionist card. What I'd say with the Illusionist is that if you think your opponent has a better target in their graveyard and you'd rather go for that, sure, go ahead and use something else. But this is a very consistent play and we don't have any trouble generating this. So Illusionist is a card that you're going to commit like round 2 or 3. If you want to push hard against your opponent in a bleed, you could 2-0 them with this deck. We get a lot of points with the assimilate value we get. So just depending on your hand, play it out as you like. And yeah, we have 2 copies of the Illusionist in our deck. I have Nausicaa Sergeant in here. It does fit nice in this deck at 4 provision because whenever you play a unit with deploy, boost self by 1, pretty much the majority of our cards are all deploy except for Slave Hunter. So this card does grow nicely. It tends to be a good card for round 1 that you'd like to play first thing before you get into your Blight Makers and all that kind of fun stuff. And then, you know, the other one you could save maybe round 2 if you want to push for a bleed. Then we have Double Joust, just for a bit of control. Remove an enemy unit's shield, damage it by 4, or give an allied unit a shield, boosting it by 4. Double Duchess Informant, because the Slave Hunter units are assimilate units. So I've constructed this deck in a way where we can, you know, bank off that assimilate tag that those units have. So which is the reason why, you know, we've got Duchess Informant to spawn some of our opponent's units, Braithens, you know, and some other spawning abilities in this deck. So we get to spawn and play a base copy of a non-disloyal bronze enemy unit with Duchess Informant. Keep that in mind. You can commit this like round 1 if you like, but try to save this with Braithens and when you're playing the Slave Hunter spam, because that's when you can really bank on the assimilate value you can get at that time. Mage Assassins got nerfed, man. I think they're still good. It doesn't really bother me. I think it's a great card. Good thinning. I've always used them in my Nilfgaard decks. I like the tempo they give. Tempo is important for different parts of a match. On deploy, damaging an enemy unit by 2. We're not playing this for the deploy fashion. We are simply using this card through the use of Blightmaker. We play Blightmaker down on the board. We select the Mage Assassin. That gets drawn out from our deck. It does 2 points of random damage to the board. Good tempo and good thinning. Increased access to our gold cards during a match. For that reason, whenever you're playing Blights, try your best to play them round 1, round 2 latest. But yeah, if you can play both round 1, that's great, man. Go ahead and do it. Next up, we have Slave Hunter. As I said, this is the card that we're putting in our opponent's graveyard. It's got the assimilate tag, right? So what you really want to do is play as many out as you can in a fashion where you don't trigger their assimilate, you know, and then like as you time your plays, then start thinking of playing cards like Braithens, you know, wait on clicking Golden Froth till many of your Slave Hunters, if not all, are out. You know, that's what I'm trying to explain here. Like, wait for the optimal time to start triggering the assimilate hard, okay? But we do have 2 copies to make sure we can pull off this strat. It's a very consistent strategy. I don't really have trouble finding Slave Hunter in hand to do it, but of course when you find Slave Hunter in hand, always keep it. So Vilgefortz Renegade is a quick and easy play for you. With the second copy, you don't necessarily have to play it on the board if you don't want. If you want to search for other golds, just shuffle it back in your deck, but you could play it with the rest of them when you're committing that style of play. And obviously we're going to look to mass produce Slave Hunter round 2, and you know, you can go even across 3 if you bleed or something like that. Blightmaker's been covered. Dead Man's Tongue is a card for thinning in our deck and does give some nice tempo. We're banishing a card. If it's a bronze, you get to banish another copy. Like I said, the targets for Dead Man's Tongue for me are usually these 2 cards here. You know, you could go Joust or maybe something like Informant if you want a bit more points in some situation. But use Dead Man's Tongue round 1 at best. And in a round 3, like if you didn't pull something like a Neuromancy, this will play for 13 points if you banish a Nero. So just keep in mind you got some unorthodox plays with it too. Then we got Vriga, trigger the deploy abilities of adjacent bronze soldiers, right? So Vriga really sets off our Slave Hunter strategy, because what we're looking to do is stack the illusionists next to each other, and as I said, we're playing Vriga right in the middle of the illusionists, and then that's going to trigger their deploy, so we get to spawn extra Slave Hunters, and that's when the army starts coming out, man. It's crazy how many Slave Hunters we can pop out. So this is a card you're going to look to play like when you got frothed out and you're trying to like 2-0 your opponent, or you know, over a long round 3, maybe something like that. Try to play it obviously when you have 2 illusionists on the board. Don't commit it when there's only 1. Try to go for full value as much as possible. Then for Tall Punish, I've gone for Yennefer's Invocation because at 9 provision it's a solid card, because I like what it grants us. You can take your opponent's card, so you know, a lot of the time our opponents try to replay cards from their graveyard, they can reuse them. So Yennefer's can give a lot of value in that sense. Replaying their card is good because we are playing assimilate units. So Yennefer Invocation contributes to our assimilate play. You get where I'm going with this? Pretty straightforward and clear. And yeah, just use it as you need to. You can use it at the end of a match just on a tall powered unit if you like. However you feel, be flexible with it, guys. Because we do have other Tall Punish that I'm going to get into now as well. Then we have this soldier unit here. Deploy, spawn, and play a base copy of a bronze soldier from your hand. Give it 2 armor. You're looking to target the illusionist through this unit and just contribute to more Slave Hunter spam. Simple as that, okay? Try to commit this with the rest of your Slave Hunter play with Froth and Vrigif, etc. Round 2 or 3. Then I've got Truffle in here because we are playing a bonded unit. It is the Illusionist. We're simply spawning the Illusionist. It's going to get us another Slave Hunter. And then, you know, that triggers Assimilate itself. And then even Froth goes ahead and triggers Assimilate. So this pops off for a lot of points at the end of a match when we've got a board full of Slave Hunters. Then, as I said, we've got extra Tall Punish. We've got Heat Wave. You know, some of you guys might think, man, you got Heat Wave in here, Yennefer in here, it's a bit overkill. If you think that, you know, go ahead and put something else in there you might like. Maybe if you go for something like, what do we got in here? Maybe Ivar, if you think that kind of plays good. But I will explain my reasoning for this. Reason I've gone with Heat Wave is because we are seeing a lot of scenario plays right now. Feign Death and also Siege. So I still really like having it just to take away a lot of that value from those decks. And then, like I said, Yennefer's just a nice Tall Punish to have in any sense. It works with our Assimilate fashion. But like I said, if you want to go for something else, be my guest. Braithens works with the Assimilate strategy with the Slave Hunters. Try to play him then. You can use him round 1 if your hand's not good with our Thinning package. Or round 2 for a bleed. He seems to be quite nice as well. Try to play him at the end when you've got all your Slave Hunters out, just to trigger all that value. And with Vilgefortz Renegade, what you're doing is you're simply playing him on the board, right? You're going to take your opponent's card from their graveyard, you're putting it directly in your hand, and we're going to put Slave Hunter in their deck. So what you want to do is don't play Vilgefortz Renegade until you see one Slave Hunter in your hand. And what I'd suggest is wait till your opponent plays a good card, right? Something like maybe Royal Decree, maybe a Neuromancy, maybe Tall Punish like a Heat Wave themselves, maybe Egan if they're a monsters deck, something that you could really use and make them pay for it. And then we've got a Neuromancy just for added consistency in this deck. A Neuro may feel overpriced at 13 provisions, but I like the consistency it gives us in accessing a few cards of particular importance, being Truffle, Heat Wave, and Yen that you can't do through Decree. Okay, so that's why I've got that in there. Once again, if you think you don't need that, just go for a Decree, and maybe you can even add some other stuff, make this deck even better. So that's a rundown of the list. Now I'm just going to quickly outline how you want to execute this strategy. We're going to talk in terms of having the optimal hand during a match, and you just do your best to adapt it from there. Round 1, best cards to play out. You go ahead and commit Blightmakers, both packages. You go ahead and commit Dead Man's Tongue. That's a ton of points. Play Nausicaa Sergeant first before you get into the Thinning package. Usually that's enough for you to win it. If you feel like you need to 2-0 your opponent because they're a strong kind of deck or they're traps or whatnot, then you just go for the 2-0, right? You're going to look to play Vilgefortz Renegade, perhaps first. Take something good from your opponent's graveyard, put Slave Hunter in there. And then what you're looking to do is play one of the Illusionists from your hand. And then you're going to start looking to do all your spawning synergies. So you can start banking off the first Slave Hunter's Assimilate tag, right? For max value. So then you're going to start looking to play like this card here into the next Illusionist. Play your final Illusionist. You play Brigith. You play Truffle. Whatever Tall Punish you have. You commit your leader to lock down your opponent's units. And like I said, you can 2-0 with this deck, or you could stretch it out into a short round 3 as well. So that's a rundown of the list and the strategy. Hope you're going to enjoy the following matches. Please share your feedback down below. That's some graveyard value. Play Vilga. Exactly. Yeah, coins, yes. No, Australia. A few other people have that problem, and then when they reset their Twitch and they sign back in, it helps them. It could be your internet or something like that too. But my connection's pretty stable. Down under, yeah. That's it. Surprised they're not using the other discard stratagem.
This shit, a fine vintage it would have made. There's nothing worse.
I think they're doing this because they're going to play Melusine. They're giving it cover. Like, even that's a good Vilgefortz target, Melusine. But I think we're just going to use Tall Punish when we see those cards. Wolf Creek, no. It's kind of like a kidnappy horror kind of one. Creepy kind of movie, right? I've heard of it. You're first. How many you got, man? Alright. So yeah, we can do Vilgefortz because we got Slave Hunter in hand here already. Just pretty nice.
I'll brush your arrogance out.
Some big value. This card plays nuts, doesn't it? If you think about the kind of cards it can pull for you, it's crazy. Yeah, it works really good too, Sins. But this really pops off as well. That's a big play for them.
Mock not the creeds of others. It's neither polite nor safe.
Nice, 20 years. Good, good. Should we use this? Like against them later? Should I keep it? Maybe I'm going...
A secret compartment. Good night.
Probably pass now.
Tide rolls in, tide rolls out. It's not anything you could possibly explain.
Suresh, what's up, buddy? Can't really use it from hand. When played or summoned. From, oh, it's from graveyard, is it? Ah, right. Yo, goes to show you, man. I've never actually played this card. I don't play meta kind of cards, so when it came out, I didn't even use it. This card starts in your graveyard. So it's just kind of an 8-point slam for us then. Thanks for the tip. I actually haven't played it. So is that going to be our dry pass card, maybe? I'll just keep it. Has to be used from graveyard. Sure. Thanks, man. Yeah, let's do it. If they pass, we just play this and then thin these cards out. That's it. And then hopefully they'll get us to Yennefer and whatever else we need in there.
Lead us across wave crests. Lead us through storms.
A blessing shortly, then a curse forevermore.
Good. Rain deck, long time no see, yeah. Haven't really seen them too much. Blightmaker's pretty good for points at the end of a match still. I think the hand is... It's a pretty solid hand, really. I don't think we could ask for a better hand than this.
Have you ever laid eyes on a deception of such
Right. Next up, we're playing that into this. And then, you know, Vrigif, the other ones. Messenger.
The sea demands a price. You shall pay it.
Decent lock target. Armor could take some of the rain. We go on this. Go like this. Go like this. Good. Yeah, could work good, right? Yeah. Unless you're versing us and we take your Rio de Janeiro card. Giga. We'll just play Vrigif while it's available.
Mercy, I will not grant. Never. Source of the best goods.
Looking good so far. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We just drop that before we start doing the assimilate stuff. But it's going to be another illusionist first. And then, you know, when they play defender, we pluck it. And then we heatwave Melusine. That's it. And then we got leader for another messenger. Should be good.
The goddess protect you from all evil.
Fulma? Maybe I offload one of the points of damage. Just kick the other.
So be it.
nothing like some overseas.
We're playing this next, melee. And then the fun will begin. What about the rain synergy it offers them? What do you think about that? That was my only concern why I took it quick. Because I was thinking, you know, they're banking on rain there, right? What do you think? Still would have done it?
That will do.
before modern Freya.
I've got heat wave.
In the end, the sea.
We got heat wave, man. We got heat wave. Let it go tall if it wants to.
Watch close.
Ah, yeah. Assimilate value popping off. Great, great. Wow. And now, that's the idea why I went for slave hunters, right? Assimilate units. We got froth. That's going to trigger them now. They got Braithens. They got pings of damage. Feels good. You got bits of control around the board.
We serve her who is burden, mother, and crone.
Great is her hunger, and great is her power.
Take what? Are you talking about Melusine? We've already got it. Don't worry, it's already been covered. You don't have to stress. Okay.
Take him to the woods and release the hounds.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
Maybe we should hit this now. Talk about points. Far out. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it.
Melusine sends blessings.
We'll just save heat wave last. I'm alright with that. I don't mind.
Defeat them with hunger. Crush them
Points is crazy, guys. It's crazy points. Formation. Yeah, I wasn't too keen on the whole Fulmar strat. I mean, pardon me, Fulmar. I'm talking about the card I'm seeing. Playing soldiers, and you have to add soldiers to get synergies. I wasn't too keen on it, to be honest, with some of the cards that I saw. I did start with it, but then I turned over to Imprisonment Leader. I was like, I don't even need to play that way. So yeah. We don't even care about this though, do we? When you want to play Blightmaker.
Hearts, livers, offering deliciousness.
We can kill it next with Blightmaker. Well, we've got a 50-50 chance of doing that. Yeah, no worries, Sarush. I'll see you around, man. Enjoy. Enjoy your time with the people you hate. Yeah, I'll try my best, man. I think we want a long round against this kind of a deck.
I bring death, quite literally.
We'll hit Dead Man's Tongue. Ooh, that's a good Renegade. Yeah, you know what? We might go Renegade now. Inuro's great, man.
It seems
be a deck.
It's fantastic renegade value, guys. Not only do we get a shooter card, they lose access into their deck now, which could really cost them.
I'm so damn tasty. It's a pity I can never finish.
Griffin. Now we can play our other thinning package, since we got a Nero from them.
No good wine will come from here. No
Kill that, come on.
compost.
Yeah, sure. Let's go Dead Man's Tongue next. Wow, okay. Wow, going leader. Ah. Oh, we're on even? Well, you know what? Leader's gone, which is good. We do have a Neuromancy, so I can pull like Yen as well for Tall Punish next turn. I wonder if they go Sudden Death if I pass. Maybe they slam Shi, who knows? They got Sabbath for it. Yeah, they go Sudden Death. Right. Alright, get ready for it, guys. Let's see what we pull. Yeah.
They say you are what you eat.
It's gonna be a hard match, you say? Right. Another Lesser Witch. It looks like they're going for Sabbath, right? They're row stacking. Let's keep that in mind. I think I'm going for Truffle with an arrow.
Have you ever laid eyes on a deception of such grandeur?
I think offloading this is a good idea. Let's just get rid of that in case they purify or something. Censor the image.
In this walk, it's crucial not to lose your head.
Well, actually...
Your name, young man, should be cursed into an urchin.
Just a peek. That is all I need.
Yeah, that feels good. Nice to see you too, Aquito. Thank you. apprentice. We got locked.
Witch's best friend is a pig, no doubt.
I mean, it turns into a good engine for us though too, doesn't it?
I hate nothing more than a creaky door. Quick, move those hooves! We'll both be ham.
Yeah, we got the board controlled, man. Feels sweet.
I am devoured only to be born anew.
You know, we could even use Dead Man's Tongue on a Neuromancy. It's a 13-point boost at the end of a match. Pretty nasty as well. I think this triggers assimilate, right? Because this isn't my card, it's theirs. They're a Neuromancy. Yeah, it did. It doesn't matter where we play it now.
Reality is that which, though you believe it no more, does not go.
I might just go for a Griffin on this last one. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if your opponent's got good targets in their graveyard, just go for that. But I do have Slave Hunter because we've got a bit of a assimilate style with the deck too. Playing Golden Froth.
A better world.
Yeah, easy control, man. You got so many houses, good on you. I'm sure your kids and family are proud, man. Raging Bear. Very aggressive bear. Why not?
Just a peek. That is all I need.
Maybe that can save our sergeant from dying to coral. You know, it'd be a clean kill otherwise.
Step castle there.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Primary? We're doing Slave Hunter spam. This card that you see here, we're going to be generating mass copies through the use of Illusionist, Truffle, a few cards like that we have. Yeah, do this.
Defeat them with hunger, crush them with thirst.
Looks like a hardcore lippy deck, eh?
Give 'em no rest, no
Wow.
reprieve.
You know what we could do? We could Vilgefortz Renegade this, huh? That could be some serious value, man. In the next turn. Still haven't used Stratagem. Full of dust.
Looky here.
I appreciate it. Man, they're completely board clogged. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they got nothing in graveyard. I think we're just passing, hey? Yeah, we'll just give it to them. Yeah, plan to Vilgefortz now. Hopefully we get to it in time. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Well, we got slave hunters to do our thing. Okay, nice. Yeah, let's take Scoia'tael, man.
Nothing like some overseas plundering and strength.
It seems you fear death.
She's mine now. She was never yours to begin with. Take that. Oh, he's confident about himself. I love these kinds of matches. So that means they're not going to use it, or they're just bluffing.
Time for some marauding.
That looks like pretty much a lippy deck to me. Alright. Means he's pissed off. Yeah, that's what we want to hear. Yeah, probably. They could still do that, right? But it just gives them, like, extra, and it's more easy for them, I guess.
For the clan! For Skellige!
Ooh. Wow. Jeez. Well done. Let's get rid of it. I mean, we could play it now, right? Or should I get Braithens? What if they give me some unit to damage something down, and then we can actually use, as someone said in chat, use the Queen's Guard? Maybe I'm doing this first then.
Need to good. Real good.
Berserk 3. Okay. Yenvo Knickers, really? You do that? Because you get to thin it right away.
Your name, young man, should be cursed into an urchin.
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
Yenvo Roach, even better, right? That doesn't sound too bad. Wow. Because, you know, I've got 2 tall punish cards. Well, but let's not get hasty here, right? We're talking tall punish, man. It's great to have on you. You never know what you're going to see. Let me just play Informant out first, and then we'll talk about that.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Let's take it a bit easy here. Alright? Don't G your boy up too much. That I'm not sure if it interacts like that. Wow. Hey, whoever gave me that tip, you're a legend. I like it, man. Feels good. Wow. Knickers was a good call. But man, Roche was sweet there. That's something good to keep in mind. Wow. Oh, that was so good. That was tops. I just love how slick the interaction was. Right. So let's get Truffle, discard, and Illusionist. Hey, I said it, I draw it. Simple. That's how we do it on my stream. There's a good chance we pull like a Nero or this now, I think. Yo, look, Dead Man's Tongue, it's like a 13-point play. We just play it onto a Nero, no problem too.
Oh,
8-point bear spam's not bad either. Magic. That's it. Yeah, so that's probably what they're taunting us for, right? Because we put Slave Hunter in there.
Everyone has their secrets.
Illusionist?
Everyone.
What are they getting from us?
watch close.
Counts for 4 points. I think it's worth it. More taunt options, yeah. Wow, really? Heat waves that. Oh man, this is gonna be clean. Check it out.
You deserve to die, all, and you will.
Ooh. Forfeit incoming. He swapped his graveyard with his deck. Ooh, ooh. So I should still hold Heatwave, right? They've played theirs. Clean win, guys. Clean win. Yeah, yeah. Wow. The performance of our deck, it's doing fantastic. Feels... Yeah, I believe so. It's never good to assume, but just be ready for it. Someone's got Waylay name in chat.
Let us sing the song of steel.
Speaking of the devil. We could play a spy on their side of the board and it stops that. But I don't really know if I want to go for that right now. Blight Makers feel like pretty good tempo. We may kill this on the next turn. Come on, let's channel some luck. Let's kill it now. Let's work that magician magic of mine.
I bring
Come on.
death, quite literally.
Yes! My skills are expanding. Not only can I call cards, I choose which one gets randomly damaged now. It's no longer random damage. Fantastic. Pretty good tempo for us. Yep. Let's just get the rest of our thinning done with this deck, so we draw some really good stuff. I'm not really happy with the targets we have in graveyard, guys. I feel we should bleed. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Maybe they show us something good.
May your sword and arm be one.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love such a freak?
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
Benedane? Yeah.
The Scoia'tael must the woods abandon.
Sure.
Join us instead and defend the valley.
I mean, what's the tallest target we get in this match? The units don't really go tall. It's about as that. That's as tall as they go, isn't it? Maybe it's alright to use Tall Punisher because of that. Still got Lock.
Aaron has shown us the way.
They do use Waylays as well from their graveyard. Do we go Renegade now then? Doesn't seem like the biggest kind of target for us, but maybe we do it.
Their kingdoms will collapse like sand castles.
I guess it's good to think of like the overall scheme of things, you know, like what they're kind of playing all together. So we know they like to resurrect Waylay from their graveyard. And it does trigger assimilate for me as well.
Waste arrows, that lot.
Yeah.
History shall remember the art of being. Sap me of strength. For the empire I endure.
Eight provision. Man, the card plays for sick value if you think about it. Road damage, and it's got that. It's nuts. I like it. I like the change to it. Yeah. Sim less.
At your age, at 2 centuries, you behave like you were barely one. Racists. For the daisy of the valley!
We shall drive the ape men into the sea!
If I'm to die, I'll do so sword in hand.
I'll definitely take your advice on that, Waylay friend. With a name like Waylay, I'll take your advice.
Aaron has shown us the way.
I mean, we're getting the big combos out. We're probably going to get a card down. Was it Yavin they're playing? Venossil's not going to be that good for them. Yeah, it's Yavin.
Coexistence. No such thing.
Okay. It's probably a pass. Yeah, I think so. Venossil's not big. They didn't do too much with the waylays. That's kind of their biggest offense, right? Swarming tokens. So it looks like we got rid of some of that there. Yeah, and we've pulled good cards. Nice. Vanadane. Vanadane would trigger assimilate for our slave hunters. We could just use him as a final play. And if we get another illusionist, or even that seems to work good in this case. And as I said, I call the card I want, I get it every time. Maxi's not good for them.
Another little thunderbolt. Charming.
Have you ever laid eyes on a conception of such grandeur?
Great to see Maxi this late, really. Good sign for us. Waylay? Yeah, that's nice. That's good for them too. Frigif gonna pop off, man. Yeah, baby. Let's go.
For the daisy of the valley!
Offensive Venossil? No?
We shall retake the cities that were stolen from us.
Sword in hand.
They most likely have Isengrim. I think that's going to be second last.
You deserve to die. That will do. You will.
Yeah, fantastic. We should just get rid of damage, not greed it. There it is.
The only good human is
Yep. Now check out the assimilate value when we hit truffle here. Yeah, we can play it here, can't we? There we go. Nice synergy, right? Slave hunters assimilate units. Truffle triggers it. Remember, we're doing this card down, right? They're all assimilate units. Now watch them trigger when we play this.
This is our land.
There we go.
Juan. You're not welcome here.
Clean play. Igni incoming.